Sheriff Scott Nasher would like to address everybody.
Good morning, thank you. I don't want to offend the board, but I'm going to face the people. I hope you don't mind that. Happy New Year. First off, it's an honor to be the first one to start this off today. I think that's very fitting for me to get up here and talk about the Second Amendment, because I've made some pretty clear stances on what I believe. And for me, the Second Amendment is very important, but I really don't think that's why we're here today. I think it's the Constitution is why we're here. And I hope you agree with that, because the Second Amendment is part of the Constitution. The right for you to be here and assemble is part of our Constitution. For you to get up, even though you have to fill out a green sheet, but to get up and to say something, the freedom of speech is part of our Constitution. The media, the transparency, it's all part of that. That's the foundation of our country. That's the future of our country. And so I believe, right off, government officials who wish to diminish our constitutional civil rights are not fit to govern our individual liberties and freedoms. We're looking out for the people. And in this country, the government is for the people, or is supposed to be. I also want to thank the veterans who are here and the active military. I know Craig, as Supervisor Thurman said, Craig was a Green Beret in Vietnam. Mary Mallory's son is in combat role in Afghanistan. I know many of you here from the military. Thank you. I can't imagine we have people that want to change our Constitution after all have defended it from the military, and even those who've made their ultimate sacrifices. I think it's a constant battle for us to defend our Constitution and our individual freedoms and liberties. In 2013, in a past federal administration, there was some executive orders, some proposals that were coming out through the executive branch of government. And one of those executive proposals wanted to ban certain guns and magazines. And our Constitution is set up for separation of government, so that not one branch takes on more of a role than the other, and it's a check and balance. And for an executive member of our government to put out an order that is going to override our Constitution, I was completely opposed to that. And I had many of you, some I see here today, come to me and say, Sheriff, we elected you. What is your stand on the Second Amendment? And what is your stand on somebody in the executive branch of government wanting to come out with a code or regulation? And even my own staff asked me that. Sheriff, where do you stand on this? So I put a memo together and put it out to my staff, and it's a short memo, but I'm going to read it to you today. It's 7 years old, but I still feel the same. And it's to all Yavapai County Sheriff's Office representatives from me, Scott Nasher, Sheriff, for information. I have received many questions and concerns from our public and YCO staff about recent gun control issues. As your sheriff, I have taken an oath of office to support and uphold the Constitution of the United States and protect the people of Yavapai County. And I do take this seriously. We now have politicians who want to prevent millions of law-abiding, honest Americans from owning certain firearms and magazines because of mentally ill and violent criminal offenders. I do not believe that extreme acts of violent criminal behavior should ever misguide a politician into enacting orders or laws that would take away constitutional rights and liberties from law-abiding Americans. And then in closing, I say, as sheriff, I refuse to participate or cooperate with any unconstitutional order that will infringe upon our Second Amendment. So I think I made it pretty clear where I stand on your Second Amendment issue on the Constitution. And I'm retiring in 12 months, but I'm not going to change my opinion in 12 months. That will stay the same, believe me. So saying that, now I'm going to turn around and address the board. So I don't mean to offend you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, and again, thank you for your service. Tom, all of you, Mary, your families, what you have done defending our Constitution. I know in you it can be tough being elected. It can be tough at times. But I want to thank you, and I really do wish that more politicians, or all politicians, would stand up and support the Second Amendment. I truly wish that, openly and publicly. So I appreciate your support of the Second Amendment. I appreciate what you do as elected officials. I've been in the sheriff's office for 37 years, and I know how hard you work, how sincere it is to continue to support our Constitution. So thank you very much. Thank you.